SmackDown Ring Report. As you see right here, the undisputed WWE Champion Roman Reigns returns since SummerSlam. What is the agenda for Roman Reigns and the Bloodline? Roman has a lot to say. Roman Reigns is that. Roman Reigns has a lot to say. We'll hear from Roman Reigns since SummerSlam coming up. Also, too, coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show as well. Right here, greatest of all time, John Cena kicks off the season premiere of SmackDown. John Cena in the building for SmackDown. We'll see John Cena. What's in store for John Cena after teaming up with LA Knight to take on the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso. Plus, too, WWE executive Triple H has a special announcement to make. What does he have in store for the WWE Universe? Triple H, the game, has that special announcement. We'll hear from Triple H coming up. As well as the current and new tag team champions, Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, and the main event, Jey Uso. In their first championship tag defense, they hold all the gold. They take on former United States champion Austin Theory and his newfound tag team partner in Grayson Waller. And Waller and Theory prove the naysayers and win tag team gold. We'll talk about it as well as a familiar face makes his WWE debut, and he will become an authority figure. You may know who he is. I know who he is. But we'll get to the bottom of it coming up here on the SmackDown Ring Report. All this and more, the SmackDown Ring Report starts right now. To this edition of the SmackDown Ring Report. I'm your host, as always, Kendra Dix here. Glad you can join us here on the SmackDown Ring Report. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. All right, as you see right here, join in that conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling Show here on the Pro Wrestling Show here. Well, we'll get to what's going on with Mr. Nick Aldis and why he made an incredible leap of faith coming to World Wrestling Entertainment tonight. Won't believe what Nick Aldis had in store, but we'll get to it in a minute. Let's get things started with this. The greatest of all time, John Cena, was in the ring with the undisputed WWE champion, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns came out there to confront John Cena. Roman Reigns thought John Cena was coming out there to confront him, but that wasn't the case. The case was this. Even Paul Heyman, got his hair back, died again. Here going on with that. Well, we saw this. LA Knight had a confrontation with the champ, and it was the first time confrontation. Is we going to get seeing this thing bigger and beforehand? John Cena brought out LA Knight, his tag team partner that he teamed up with at Payback, at Fastlane. I meant to say, I'm so twisted with Vince. LA Knight and John Cena won victoriously over Solo Sikoa and Jey Uso. Not Jey, but Jimmy Uso, I meant to say. Roman Reigns was not impressed. LA Knight was not impressed, saying that Roman Reigns is a stay-at-home champion and doesn't like to pull his own thread or something, saying that he needs to step it up as a champion, and we don't need it. I was kind of shocked and flabbergasted. I said, Roman Reigns ought to know what's been going on? Everyone likes to say he's a part-time champion. Roman Reigns did not like that one bit, hearing that words from LA Knight. That was the words that were coming out tonight. Roman Reigns and LA Knight, the confrontation was going to get real dicey. I mean, real dicey. LA Knight and Roman Reigns looks like they were going to want to take it to another level. I tell you that right now with that leak. And it was kind of like, oh man, what's really going on? Roman Reigns being called out by LA Knight being a stay-home champion, a part-time champion. And like I said, Roman Reigns, the last time we saw Roman Reigns was at SummerSllam. He defended the championship against his cousin Jay in a tribal chief rules match in which Roman retained the championship. That was the last time. Well, Roman did not like that one bit being called out by LA Knight. And there was a lot of deep root issues right there that was going on. It was a lot of drama and deep root issues going on throughout the whole night. As we saw confrontations from the past and the present. Speaking of the past, we want to bring this up right here. Bobby Lashley had called out Carlito. Then you may recall and remember, nearly almost 20 years ago to the date, Bobby Lashley and Carlito were at opposite ends, probably like in the mid 2000s roster. Lashley was on SmackDown and Carlito was on Raw. Kind of interacted, but they was on the same umbrella, but different brands. Well, Bobby Lashley did not forget what happened when Carlito made his surprise return back to WWE. Carlito coming back, and I guess Bobby Lashley had to send his goons to attack Carlito. Carlito was not prepared for the Street Profits showing a physical rough side to themselves. Even Adam Pearce, WWE official, had to step in and try to air out the grievances and stuff. Because I mean, Carlito coming back like that, being attacked like that out of nowhere. I mean, Carlito's Caribbean. He's cool. There's a lot going on for Carlito. Carlito being attacked, being attended. I think your first night back on WWE and you getting attacked like that. I mean, there's got to be something better for Carlito. I don't want to believe that this is not the way you bring in a star like Carlito. You think what they would do is like, hey, well, you have I expect that to happen. And it did tonight. So we'll have to wait and see on what's going to go down. Well, speaking of what went down tonight, the game. Triple H. Triple H made a rare appearance now on SmackDown. He is the head of creative, so you never know what Triple H is thinking. Triple H made a rare appearance now on SmackDown. Triple H had a major announcement to address to the WWE Universe. Triple H putting down Law and Order that there's going to be some serious changes coming up on SmackDown. Now, we was hearing reports about it earlier throughout the day, and we found out that a former NWA champion I mean, former NWA champion, will be making his roster. We knew that Aldis was working for WWE, just didn't know he was making his WWE TV debut. He did, and I don't know what they're gonna do, what this lead to, or what's going on. Would this lead to like Nick Aldis being a general manager for a minute, for right now, and then he works his way to become a wrestler? Because he is a phenomenal wrestler. I think he still got enough prime left in him. I just don't see why they want to put him in a GM role when he is not, he's not at the later stages of his career as a general manager. I just did not see that and wasn't aware of that. Like, Nick Aldis a general manager? Why all of a sudden he wants to be a GM? I think that's what was going on for Nick Aldis, him being a general manager tonight. And the general manager, kinda, right here, Nick Aldis getting the official rub tonight of him being a general manager in more ways than one. So we're going to see Nick Aldis becoming an authority figure on SmackDown going forward. And he did not waste no time whatsoever. We'll show you what Nick Aldis did tonight. Sorry about that, y'all. See right here. Nick Aldis decided that trade and stuff that he did, and he brought in Kevin Owens, which is kind of weird. Kevin Owens now officially was the official trade off from Jey Uso, from Jey to Kevin on Raw. So Nick Aldis gets his pick of the litter. He gets the trade off and stuff. So Nick Aldis making his first official act, a SmackDown general manager, bringing in Kevin Owens from Monday Night Raw, thus ending the partnership with KO and Sami Zayn after they won the tag team titles earlier this year at WrestleMania. So Nick Aldis making a lot of moves as new general manager. I feel like this is a short term dealing, like, for Aldis, because you can tell he still want to wrestle. I mean, Nick Aldis is almost like what he's up there with me. Well, Nick Aldis is about like what 3 years older than me. We're born '86. I was born '89. So I think he still got something left in the tank, but I wouldn't want to count out Mr. Aldis on nothing. Also, too, Nick Aldis was greeted by Charlotte Flair. So Charlotte Flair being greeted by Nick Aldis and Charlotte Flair meeting. Nick Aldis know a thing too. I think too, but also too with Triple H. Also made mention about Adam Pearce's role. Pierce will have a top role. He's going to be the new general manager of Raw. So we wanted to establish that since Nick Aldis is now the new SmackDown GM and with a lot of responsibility and authority, so comes the authority with um Adam Pierce becoming the new Raw GM. Pierce getting promoted to the Raw general manager position is going on. But speaking of that, Dominic Mysterio also did trying to interrupt the party. He interrupted and didn't give a damn who Nick Aldis was. Well, he got to have to deal with Adam Pierce since Pierce is on Raw and Dominic is on Raw. So Pierce, the Judgment Day will stay on Raw as his main concern for him. So Adam Pierce dealing with the Judgment Day and stuff. But it's good. But also too, we don't know what's going on with this yet. We saw this. Jade Cargill was also there. Triple H introduced Charlotte to Jade. And Charlotte knew exactly who Jade Cargill was. And we know these two women were in different federations. Charlotte was already in WWE. Jade was already in AEW. So we know these federations will collide someday between these two women, these two superior athletes, and let them fight. Shit. All I say, let them fight. So we'll see. But Nick Aldis has a pedigree right here. As you see right here, 3 former NWA champions have been authority figures as of late. And this is what the NWA had sent right here. The NWA sent this message like 10 pounds ago, looks good on your resume, makes sense to us. I think just Triple H just know the feeling and stuff. That Nick Aldis now the SmackDown GM and now Adam Pierce now the Raw GM. It kind of makes sense and them making the matches and stuff. When we're gonna see a heel general manager, when Nick Aldis become a heel general manager, Adam Pierce been doing it for so long, and Triple H been praising him that Pierce has been on the go since the pandemic to get to WWE where he is to manage. So we'll see what's gonna happen. But Nick Aldis' wife, the legendary wrestler Mickie James, made this tweet right here saying, I'm liking real Nick Aldis. I love you. I'm so happy right now. Here we celebrate already. Yes, the Aldis family business just picked up. So I don't know what that means. Is Mickie James going to be joining WWE along with her husband on SmackDown? Could be a possibility. A lot of conflict right now, interest that do happen. But you never know. This day of life. Well, we move on to another one as the tag team situation has grown. As the new tag team champion, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso defend their tag team titles against the team of Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. What a match that was. Saw that Theory and Grayson Waller lost to Cody Rhodes and Jey, main event Jey Uso. Jey with the ski. You know how they go. But it led to that. Well, it led to a face-to-face confrontation. Remember this past WrestleMania with Roman and Cody? They looked at each other dead in the face. And now we know that it could be a possibility coming forward. Can we see that going one more time? For Cody, get back to the moment that he once had. That's the possibility. Cody did look good with Jey tonight in their first tag team title defense. So that let me know they ain't gonna have those titles for long. They just doing like quick tag team title defense. But Cody, along with Jey, defend the tag team titles. What a defense it was tonight. So, it was tonight. be. But we'll be seeing WrestleMania coming soon. Roman and Cody down the line for WrestleMania 40 edition of WrestleMania. It could be a possibility, but this is the action right here. I'm telling you about right here. Cody Rhodes taking it to front disaster kit the Austin Theory. Then too right here. Another kick right here. Shoulder block. Then Cody set it up for the springboard attack. That move that did him right here. He got the 1, 2, 3. He did some high tandem offense. It was. Cody and Jay looked smooth in the ring as Cody delivered the crossroads to get the win. So Cody Rhodes on his way, but he knows that he wants Roman. He wants to finish that story with Roman. The only way to do so can do it at WrestleMania for the championship once again, a rematch from this year's WrestleMania. Could it happen again? Only time will tell. We have to wait and see. Well, we know a match came out, impromptu match came out of nowhere as Zelina Vega was checking on her teammate Carlito being attacked by Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits did that ambush attack to returning Carlito after Carlito had came back. Carlito's gonna get his retribution one way or another. Well, Zelina Vega was in action after Bayley was laughing at it. Bayley found herself in action as well. Bayley took on Zelina Vega one-on-one in match and stuff. Bayley took on Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega didn't win tonight. Bayley won her match over Zelina to get the 1, 2, 3 over Zelina Vega. We saw that. Also, too, speaking of that, Charlotte Flair was in action as well. Well, she wasn't in action, but she kind of caused a rift with Bayley. She intervened on Zelina Vega's part. You know, Charlotte wants to become the women's champion once again. We know she had a face-to-face encounter with Jade Cargill. I don't know what that was going on with that. Well, we know next week on SmackDown, this could be the main event on SmackDown right here. Charlotte Flair set to challenge Io Sky for the WWE Women's title. Can Io Sky continue her momentum going after she took down Asuka and Charlotte at Fastlane? Now, this time, Io Sky defends the WWE Women's title against former champion Charlotte Flair. Can Charlotte become a record-setting 15-time champion? That could be the question. She's inching closer and closer to her father's record. I think Charlotte Flair might get there some way, somehow. The possibility and stuff. And however that's going to go. But we'll see next week for that in that matchup and stuff. Also, too, another tag team match, Pretty Deadly, went against the Brawling Brutes. Pretty Deadly. They was the opening match of the night. They wore had pink and I guess they was wearing breast cancer awareness. I mean, they say real guys wear pink, but you know, Pretty Deadly pulled it off. And I think Prince was trying to feign the injury, like he was hurt, but he wasn't hurt, and he rolled up Ridge Holland to get the win. So Prince and them got the win. Pretty Deadly got the win after trying to fake an injury. So however that went down tonight. All right. Another thing that went down earlier as well was also too Roman Reigns wanted to know what Jimmy's agenda was. Jimmy told him straight up, I want to be back in the bloodline. Roman let Jimmy back in the bloodline for at what price? I don't know what the price was, but Jimmy's back in the bloodline. So Jimmy Uso don't have to worry about the issues and stuff. He's back in the bloodline. It's just Jimmy was trying to figure out what was going on with him. but he's back. Well, we know this, that Solo Sikoa would take on we know that everything's all good and dead, but Solo, your far left end, would be in action. We take on LA Knight 1-on-1. Solo take on LA Knight, and just wasn't the case tonight. Solo took on LA Knight in a match, and I think Romans was worrying about a lot, saying that Kevin Owens back, LA Knight's being popular. Cody's coming back as a tag team champion. So Roman has a lot of problems awaiting him once you come back into the fray. So we saw that tonight. Well, LA Knight won his match, but at what cost? LA Knight being attacked. He was attacked by Roman. You see right here, we can show it. LA Knight being attacked by Roman at the Solo at strike John Cena, and then next thing you know, Roman came out of nowhere and attacked LA Knight. A lot of people are saying that this match could happen at Crown Jewel between LA Knight and Roman. Could this be LA Knight's moment winning the WWE title from Roman Reigns? The Roman Reigns coming back from SummerSlam. This could be his moment. A lot of people are saying that this could be the moment that LA Knight win the championship. Could that be the possibility? I don't know. I mean, all is telling, could LA Knight punch his ticket to win the WWE championship? A championship he wants, but it hasn't been declared yet. Now, this could probably be the match at SummerSlam when you think about it. Roman versus LA Knight for the world title, the undisputed title. And LA Knight punch his ticket. That's the only thing about it. LA Knight has the momentum. LA Knight could do it over Roman. He pinned Solo to get the win. Roman was there waiting the rings to break down LA Knight. And that could be the possibility. Could we see this match happen at Crown Jewel at Survivor Series? Or do they stretch it? I think we probably see this match at at Crown Jewel because a lot's going on. We could see that being a possibility. But LA Knight getting the win over Solo Sikoa, beating him with blunt force trauma to get the win, and LA Knight punches his ticket. But we don't know if this is a small indication, a small taste of what we're gonna see probably at Crown Jewel. We probably see it because the American fans ain't gonna like that. They're gonna do this match at Crown Jewel. I can bet you that right now. So that ends the SmackDown Ring Report. We're gonna move forward to Wrestling Hot Topics. On Wrestling Hot Topics, we want to talk about this right here. This is what we want to talk about. CM Punk being spotted. CM Punk was spotted in Orlando, Florida. I don't know why CM Punk was in Orlando, Florida for Universal Studios. There were reports that CM Punk could be coming back to WWE. WWE shut that down, saying they're not interested. They said that the negatives outweighs the positives. He never will come back. And I look at it like this: CM Punk's gonna come back to wrestling. He's gonna come back to AEW. It's just they're trying to let everything die down and probably get some clear understanding of what's going on. So I think CM Punk will be back. It's just that Triple H and the rest of WWE felt like, hey, CM Punk is just too much of a hurry, too much of a hassle. So you know how that go, how that be. So never know. But look at it like this: I'm surprised CM Punk ain't come back. He still got miles left in him, so they'll figure out a way. They can bring back Nick Aldis to WWE, and what he's gonna bring, I think Nick Aldis will be a little bit different than what's going on. But we had to wait and see and how that's going to play out. But Big Al is now working for the big leagues in the WWE, so we had to wait and see. All right, that's going to do it for the Pro Wrestling Show for this tonight and this weekend. Tune in tomorrow night for the Collision Ring Report. Look for that for your live stream. So we did SmackDown Ring Report. Didn't expect Nick Aldis to be on the show, but he was on the show tonight. So, me being Kendrick Dix saying so long. We'll see you tomorrow for the Collision Ring Report. See you then.